Gone are the days where we get to pretend we don't understand that there's a spiritual war, a spiritual battle taking place. Each of you will have to decide on where you stand, what your legacy is going to be. There is a true divide that is taking place in real time. Those of you who feel that you have time to waste and you have time to play both sides, you want to spend more time in the world, as some of you say. You're not ready to answer the call of the divine and step on that path of your higher calling or your soul's purpose because you are still attached to the ways of this world and you want to continue on the path of those wicked and evil seeds who've already been cast down and are under judgment. Many of you are not seeing that in this particular day and time, with everything that's aligning with divine planning and the divine blueprint, that many of the people around you are not who they appear to be. Many of them have already sold their souls to belong to these dark, sinister, corrupt, criminal networks and these various cults and covens that are tied into human trafficking, organ harvesting, and energy harvesting. So many of these individuals who appear to be regular plain individuals in plain sight have already sold their soul and belong to these cults and these covens, these groups that will do anything for chump change. These individuals who, for the lack of wanting to ascend, would much rather remain stuck in place and take anyone and everyone around them down with them. So many of you are being guided by the divine in your spirit team to answer the call, to answer your soul's purpose, your higher calling, and yet many of you, by way of immaturity, lack of wanting to grow up, or failure to see the entire picture play out in a way that you believe is not going to bring wish fulfillment, because whatever your aspirations and desires are, you're still holding on to the notion that if you somehow answer your soul's calling, your higher purpose, that you will not be able to achieve your wish fulfillment or your heart's desire. And many of you, because of the choices you've made to disregard your spirit team and your calling, you find yourself making excuse after excuse, reason after reason why you went the wrong way and why you don't feel that you are ready to be on your divine path and your higher calling. This happens when you go the wrong way and make the wrong choice. This happens, this amount of confusion, this level of uncertainty usually kicks in when you are confused or confusing yourself by way of the choices you made. Once you go the wrong way and you begin to internalize that struggle, that you went the wrong way, but lack the courage to confess or admit or turn around and get back on track, you begin to create a greater level of confusion within yourself. To now, you're not sure if the divine path even existed in the first place. Now, you don't know if a divine connection or divine union is even real in the first place. All of these confusions you add upon yourself by the choice you made to go the wrong way. That internal battle, that internal struggle, that you have within you becomes greater and gets stronger and stronger, creating more confusion and uncertainty. And you have to keep telling yourself, feeding yourself the imbalances, the discrepancies of you don't even know if it was real or if it's true or this, that, and the third. You're already on the wrong side now. You already went the wrong way. But something within you, by way of the choices you're making behind the scenes, you've already made the choice to go the wrong way, to join these sellouts, these clowns and idiots. You've already made the choice to go the wrong way, but the internal conflict becomes stronger and gets greater within you. The people around you who did not mean you well or served your higher and greatest purpose, your soul's calling, is adding on to the confusion, the betrayal, the uncertainty, because they want to keep you stuck. They want to keep you in a state of confusion. Their confusion, added confusion on top of your added uncertainty and confusion, on top of the atrocious, cowardly, weak-minded, diabolical actions and deeds that you found yourself caught up in or are participating in, either way, by association, directly or by association. This is adding on to the pressure, the uncertainty, and the confusion. It begins to create this internal conflict with your soul that knows you went the wrong way, your spirit team that is having to make the tough choice to release you and cut you off so you don't soil and eradicate the entire bloodline for the choice you made, opposed to you being prepared and ready or courageous enough to stand up, to step forward and answer your soul's calling, your higher calling, and become that generational curse breaker. Become the courageous one in your bloodline in this day and time to move the goalposts further and build that legacy that you were called to build, to be the change maker, not only for your bloodline, but for that this world needs. We have enough sellouts. We have enough weak-minded individuals that'll do anything for money. We have enough, clowns and bullies and people that join these dark cults that'll sell their own mama out for chump change. We have enough of that. This world and the divine is only looking for those who are willing to step up and become the difference maker, raise the frequency and the vibration of this planet, remove the status quo of these dark demonic cults and covens that the fallen ones that were cast down took over and spread abroad. It made it the status quo for everybody to step on everybody's toes, to get ahead, for people, family members, and strangers to sacrifice and get caught up in these sinister groups, criminal networks, human trafficking networks. These idiots teaching their children how to be weirdo stalkers, how to be devils, how to become devils. And their innocent children don't even want to participate. And you see these idiots forcing them to participate in these stupid ass groups. The world has enough sellouts, clowns, devils that stalk and harass and help perfect technology by way of frequencies that is eventually going to be used on them and their loved ones, these dummies who participate in helping perfect technology that's eventually going to be used on them and their loved ones, these idiots. The world has enough sellouts. But when the divine and your spirit team and your angels tap you and say you're up next, we're going to pass our spiritual gifts on to you. Are you ready, my child? You say, No, I want to keep partying. I want to keep celebrating. I want to keep hanging out with the wrong crowd. I want to keep doing the things that I know I'm not supposed to be doing. I want to step on people's toes to get ahead. I want to help perfect technology and use energy weapons and harmful frequencies to harvest energy or tap into people's chakras and create wealth and abundance that way. I don't have to work hard for it. I don't have to develop. I don't have to spiritually mature and make the connection, learn how to have strong faith and boundaries and build that bond with my beloved angels and ancestors, my spirit team, my guardians. I don't have to go that route. I could be a sellout and tippy toe all day around our prospective target. I could I could let somebody pay me to be a weirdo clown, a weirdo stalker. I could see stalking as a profession when it's an abomination. I could see stalking as something that's a professional full-time job. Yeah, I don't have to put the work in and become a better person. I could just click up with the rest of the sellouts and idiots and weak-minded individuals who sold their soul and teach their children how to be devils and hide behind their children and use their children as props and create more psychopaths and sociopaths in the world by way of this weak-minded behavior, this sellout behavior, this clown behavior, this demonic behavior. So when a divine in your spirit team says you're up next and you decide to spit in the face of your own spirit team and go the other way, of course you're going to have a great level of conflict and confusion amongst those who beguiled you or appealed to the weakness or the unhealed portions within you that allowed you to go that way. And now once you're over there, you don't know if divine unions was ever real. You don't know if a divine path and calling was ever real. You don't know if a devil is a devil. All devils ain't bad, are they? A devil ain't a bad thing, is it? Could be positive. Being amongst the fallen who was already cast down and under judgment, that ain't a bad thing to be amongst a group of thieves and con artists and liars, love bombers who have to wear a mask, present themselves to you in a deceitful manner, deceive you, leave out all the facts, don't give you all the details, don't allow you to make an honest assessment and choice for yourself by leaving out all the facts and the details, deceiving you from the very get-go. But they're not so bad, are they? Is there honor? That's not true. There's no honor amongst thieves. There's honor amongst thieves, isn't there? There has to be honor amongst thieves and liars, devils and sellouts. It's honor, right? People that will lie to you starting out from the get-go, wear a mask presenting themselves to you, withholding truth and honesty from you. There has to be respect and honesty and honor amongst that way of thinking and living, isn't there? I, I I'm okay in the hands with individuals like that, aren't I? Are you? Do you feel okay? Or do you feel conflicted? You don't know if a divine union is real now. You don't know if love is the highest vibration and frequency versus a devil is not so bad because you have to come to terms with the reality you created for yourself. You have to juggle those thoughts and try to make a way to make it make sense, make a way to make it, this is now my reality. This is now what I find myself in. And it's difficult to have the courage to step out of it, get out of it, move out of it. Is this where I'm going to be? Now I have to make it make sense. I'm confused. Are divine unions even real? Are they even necessary? Since I've found my way over here and this is where I'm going to allow myself to be trapped, I'm going to let myself be trapped over here with these demonic sellouts, weak-minded individuals. who also sold their soul or got something that's held over their head that they can be controlled and manipulated by. Because the ones with the resources, the ones with the titles and the positions that want to keep the status quo going, these Luciferians that weasel their way into these different positions in society, that recruit, they look for a specific type of people. It's the quality of person that they go for. People that they can manipulate, people who have mental instability, people who have a lack of morality and principles. They scout a certain type of person to join these cults and these covens, these fraternities, these sororities, these organizations, people that'll do anything for chump change, even if it is missing basic core and values and principles that anybody with any little bit amount of intelligence and common sense would understand that is not okay. So they look for a specific type of person when they recruit these individuals so they can help them continue the sneaking and the creeping and the stalking and the watching and the tippy toeing, and they're using frequencies. Yeah. I did a video the other morning. It didn't record that well. I did a bunch of videos actually. And despite my accounts being shadow banned and, the stalking still being what it is, um, not to the same degree because judgment is definitely here. You still have a few idiots that's participating around me. And when you're a targeted individual with, special energy, these sinister cults and covens who are thirsty vampires, they need that energy. They follow that energy wherever it goes, or try to anyway, until the divine finally, you know, bust it open and expose the entire criminal network and remove them and, place them where they belong. But while these groups pretend not to be paying attention, in the video I was making examples on various examples, what it's like and the tactics they use since I had started that series. One of them, I used a scenario of checking into a motel. Like, let's say if you're coming out of isolation, or let's say if you're over the road traveling, or whatever the case may be. Let's say if you check into a motel and you on the second floor, but the facility has less 3 floors or even more. They're going to send their cronies and minions and flying monkeys to check in on either side of you, to the left of you, to the right of you, underneath you, and above you. They're going to have the same sellouts and clowns checking around you. They're going to pretend to be normal. They're going to bring in equipment, microwave technology type equipment or energy weapon. They're going to observe your schedule closest to when you fall asleep and even when you're not asleep. Because what these weirdos do is when you get up and move around and about, let's say, use the restroom, they're going to have their clown and minion upstairs also tippy toe and stand above you at the same time. They're going to have clowns and minions in the hallway tippy toe and walk past your door with the frequencies, eavesdropping in the air, hustling. All times of the day, believe me, they're going to have their sellouts and weak-minded individuals in these cults and covens observing and paying attention and listening and watching. They're going to have people posted up specifically to see what you're saying and watch what you're doing, specifically for you, around the clock, while they pretend. You have to understand, for those on the sideline that are chosen beings or light workers, just because you're not experiencing it, don't make the mistake of thinking that it's not going to reach your doorstep. Look at it as those who are experiencing it are the decoys giving you enough time to get yourself together, to decide where you fit in, where you stand, and what type of help or assistance or what alleviation you can provide for those who are the decoys, the catalysts. Because the whole purpose of saying you're a part of the collective is knowing that at some point we all must come together that in divine planning, within the divine blueprint, if you understand what being a collective is, a collective of the 144,000, you are under the guidance, protection, and tutelage of the commander, the archangel Michael, who is also the same as Meliki Sedek, Melchizedek, El Kupt, El Khidr, the green one, or the high priest, or the axis. The axis, like the planet spins on its axis, El Kupt, known throughout time in the various mystery schools amongst many different cultures and prophets and prophetess. The ancient mystic order of Melchizedek spread throughout the planet, where Musa or Moses was initiated after, Yeshua or Isa or Jesus was initiated after. That archangel that cast out 2/3. And yes, there are many different other, powerful, potent beings in an entire galactical confederation that all work together, spread throughout the boundless universes and multiverses, these many different worlds and solar systems and star systems, with life, advanced life forms before you as mortals was even conceived. You had many star systems thriving and going through changes, metamorphosizing, and even star wars and wars within the heavens that took place in the oceans as well. You had wars that took place within the waters and the seas. Don't be deceived or be foolish enough to think just because the establishments and the governments haven't told you that advanced life is real, that you have to wait for an explanation or wait to use your common sense. They went from calling you a conspiracy theorist for talking about these things to all of a sudden acting like it's normal business, normal knowledge, normal information that they just slipped it in. The mothership is real on primetime news. So those of you who are a part of the collective, understand this is giving you time, us decoys and catalysts, to come out of this mindset of it's only about you and your comfortability. It's being chosen. Do we get to enjoy and, celebrate and receive wish fulfillment? Yes, we do. But is it also a mission that we have to achieve and battle through together and prepare ourselves to usher in these future star seeds and prepare the way for the real bullies of the divine, these cherubim that's going to come giving these idiots and devils all the smoke they want, because they act like they really about bullying and stalking and harassing people, thinking it's funny, thinking it's a game. Well, you got cherubim, you got divine chariots, and you got a whole fleet already in place. You got beings that's 7 to 12 feet tall, never been conquered. That's with all the shits. That's on the way. And so you have to understand, you must decide where you fit in. Is it going to be easy? Are you going to have to make sacrifices? Are you going to have to decide what your legacy is? Yes. Yes. Do you have to sacrifice in order to walk on your divine path? You do. Do you have to leave some behind? Not because you hate them, not because you're mad at them, not because you envy them or despise them, because they can't come with you. Everyone can't come with you. You have to leave some people behind. They're not a part of your soul tribe. They're not a part of your divine path. They will only hold you back, pull you down, weigh you down. So you don't walk away necessarily because you hate or despise individuals. You walk away because it's a necessary sacrifice and discipline that you must decide to do before you even get started. And you can't play both sides. You can't say, I still want to party. I still want to achieve my specific individual, goals. It's nothing wrong with having goals. But if the divine and your spirit team and your angels is tapping you and saying, hey, you up next, what you want to do? Matter of fact, you have a whole divine union, a divine partner that you have to connect with. And you don't have to, but we're advising you. You have a whole divine relationship right here because a divine union can only be put together by the divine. You can't just wake up one day and say, you know what, I want me a divine partnership. Hey, you. Hey, what's up? Going, what you doing tonight? What you cooking? What's that? You know what I mean? Yeah, you know what? I see you as a divine partner. No, it's something that's only put together by your beloved angels and ancestors within the spirit world, the spirit realm. And they decide to link you together because it's so much more than just two people coming together. And you only confirm it by way of your spirit team and your angels receiving those visions, downloads, and dreams and or guidance. And even those of you within these cults and covens that is interfering or trying to interfere, what you don't understand by way of your confusion is that the divine will take whatever plots and plans of the enemy and twist it on his head. So even where there is interference, the divine will instruct their loved one that that one is the one. You might be caught up in a dark cult or coven or a sinister group, but that will be your spirit team's introduction to saying, hey, this is your only way out. What are you going to do? At one point, the head fallen angel was seen and known to be family until they decided to create havoc and chaos and disrupt the natural order and to try to take over the throne, circumvent divine law, universal law, and wanted to do things the way they wanted to do things. So they had to go. Many of you understand by way of your own family, uncles, aunts, situations, scenarios, arguments, family events that cause sometimes situations where you have to part or cut certain people off and not speak to them again and love them from a distance. Even though at one point that head fallen angel, as talented and alluring as it was, they decided they wanted to circumvent the throne. Now, does that mean that the head fallen angel remains to be your family? Do you say, well, all devils ain't devils, are they? They not bad. There's people on that side that love you, and be that as it may. And they may even offer their assistance. But do you decide that that's where you belong? That's where you're going to go. That's where you're going to end up and be. Do you decide that you want to be a part of that? Because you can be lured and beguiled and tricked. You can. They exist. They're real. They're there. You have to acknowledge they're there and they exist. But once you become a part of that, what do you become? Do you not become a fallen angel? Do you not become the company you keep? Do you not have to take over their sinister ways, thinking, actions, deeds, way of moving about life and decision making? Pretty much where you find yourself now. Pretty much because of the actions you've been participating in, the breadcrumbing, the love bombing, the rituals, the spell work, attempted destiny swap failures, forcing a cord, an attachment, siphoning energy, harvesting energy. What's amazing to me about you all on that side who try to present yourselves as being the place to be, the group to be with, and how fun and adventurous it is, none of you can truly create and produce abundance and prosperity and happiness all on your own, to your own vices, to yourself, amongst each other. You can't. With all the adventurous talk you talk, with all the illusions and lies and delusions you tell yourself, you still find yourself holding on to those of the light, chosen one star seeds, you still need their energy to create and produce. This is why you have your sellouts and weak-minded idiots stalking and checking in upstairs and next door and creeping down the hallway. You need those who are of a low vibration to drain the energy of star seeds and chosen ones. You all cannot produce on your own. These sinister groups, criminal networks, dark cults, and covens that's into all of this witchcraft and magic and, you know, trying to lie, cheat, and steal to get ahead. You can't produce anything on your own. You wait to take it from others. You use other people's resources. You steal other people's resources in order to acquire anything that appears to be solid or positive. So why would anybody in their right mind, who is not weak-minded and a sellout, who truly loves their children and family and don't want to see their children grow up in a world where you have to step on other people's toes to get ahead? You have to sacrifice innocent souls in order to get ahead or receive a lavish lifestyle or a large payout or bribe. Who would want to be a part of something like that when you know love is the highest frequency and that you don't have to do those things, when you have a greater level of integrity and discipline, and that you can still achieve your heart's desires and more? It just requires more discipline and sacrifice. Many people are not willing to grow up, to sacrifice, to have that level of discipline that it requires. They much rather wallow in a pit of snakes, wallow at the bottom, be that crab in a barrel pulling each other down and lying to each other. Nobody has the courage or honesty to tell each other that they all crazy and they all, sellouts and they all wrong, stepping on other people's toes and being weirdo stalkers. And nobody tells these people that in this group. They all encourage each other to be weirdos and idiots. Nobody pulls each other to the side and say, this is wrong. This is weak-minded, sellout type stuff we doing here. Nobody does that in this group. They encourage each other. It's a good time. It's an adventure, popping champagne. Some of them, celebrating other people's misery and demise. And they're all under judgment because divine planning is unfolding rapidly. Archangel Michael said, even though 2/3 was put out, put them out. He said, we didn't win the war. We didn't lose the war, but we came to finish it. And so just because they appear to have the titles and the positions and the resources and the numbers and they bullying, don't mean that they are not marked and surrounded by divine planning. And if you choose to go that way and find yourself on that side, then that's the choice you made. But make no mistake, your confusion does not eliminate the need for divine unions and love being the highest frequency that there is. You making the wrong choice and spitting in the face of your spirit team and not even believing you have a spirit team, not allowing your spirit team to guide you and building that bond with your spirit team. Don't let that, don't make the mistake of you making that choice. Think that divine unions are not real. How else are future star seeds, earth angels, crystal children, golden children going to be born and come through that portal, come through triple darkness, that gateway, that wormhole, that star seed, that vagina, and come into this world to raise the frequency, the vibration of the planet, and cultivate a new beginning, a new pathway? How? If divine unions are not real, if they're not necessary, No, that's something somebody who went the wrong way would be conflicted over. That's something that somebody who is being puppeteered and controlled by the devils around them, be they family, lovers, third parties, would do or say. You find yourself going from channeled messages to explaining and making excuses for your actions and the people that you are working with or become acquainted with that you was never supposed to come into contact with or cross paths with. People that had no business in your circumference in your life. People you had no business getting into contract and business with. People you had no business laying down with and spreading your DNA. People who was in secret competition that was targeting your divine relationship and path, then ran ahead and jumped into your face to block you from coming into union with your true divine person. And even if you were used as a handler, the divine still offered you a divine union contract in order to save you. You see how that works? God plans a plan, the devil plans a plan, but God is the best of planners. And so if you was presented with a divine union contract, that was your spirit team and angel saying, this is your way out amongst all of them devils right there. This is your way out. You are the one who still have an opportunity by way of being raised by a narcissistic sociopath, by way of being abused and going through all the abuse and, being, misused and mishandled and everything that you had to go through. This is your way out. This is your gift and opportunity. Are you going to take it, or are you most comfortable with the same mindset and mentality and status quo? Because in order to enter into union within a divine union, it absolutely requires sacrifice. It absolutely requires sacrifice. It absolutely requires sacrifice. Tough choices, walking away, giving up something or some things, discipline, growing up, stepping forward, speaking up, speaking truth, telling the truth, doing what's right, fixing what's right, getting on your divine path. It requires all of that. It's easy to be a flunky and a minion and a sellout and a weirdo stalker and eavesdrop and tippy toe all day and hide in plain sight. It's easy. It don't require no effort to take chump change, sell your mom out for chump change, to tippy toe up and down the hall all day, or follow the prospective target around and check in and use frequencies and try to extract their energy, a part of these dark cults and covens, these energy drainers, energy vampires. It's easy to decide to sell your soul, to be a part of these idiots and sellouts. But when it comes to making real sacrifices, having real discipline, and answering the call of the divine, that requires much more. And it's not that you'll never get to experience love and achieve the things that you want to achieve in life. That should never be an excuse. But since it is, wanting to hold on to the ways of the world, then guess what? Where have we heard that before? Those who want to gain the world but lose what? So don't allow your confusion to all of a sudden eliminate the need for divine unions and divine love and being disciplined and answering the call when it's necessary, when you have the opportunity to do so. Because of course, once you go the wrong way, your spiritual gifts fade. Your intuition, your divine protection and healing fades. Rightfully so. You want to go the wrong way. Have one foot in, one foot out. You want the appearances of being a chosen and a divine being, the healing and the blessings and the protection, the guidance. But you want to be participating with demons and dark cults, love spells, binding spells, breadcrumbing, gaslighting, death spells. But then when the divine says, you of all should know better, what is wrong with you? We get all of them dummies and devils, but what is wrong with you who's supposed to be on your divine path over here, not over there? What is wrong with you? Okay. So you need Azrael or Anpu or Nupu to come visit just to let you know close enough. That's not where you belong. But don't keep pushing it. There may be time. There may be a small, very small window for you to finally decide. And if you decide to remain a coward, keep making excuses, keep juggling back and forth in your mind, keep listening to the idiots and the devils in your ear around you, keep wanting to hold on to what you perceive to be your reality and what you want to achieve in this world that is quickly fading. That's your choice. But there may be a small window for you to speak up, confess, repent to your spirit team, be honest with yourself, and move forward. And if you should decide to do so, just know that this group, these dark groups, have many corrupt officials. So you have to go through the highest levels and departments. First, connect with the divine because they are the highest level. Connect with your spirit team. Develop that bond with your spirit team. Begin showing them the proper respect. That's what matters. Then, those who are honorable within law enforcement that have these idiots under investigation for a while now, then you'll begin to see things change. But there's many corrupt, law enforcement. You will have to go through the highest levels of the DOJ. Go above these agents who are not honoring their oath, not, um, those who are turning a blind eye to everything that's been going on because many of them are participating within this group. But if you decide to confess, just know that you may have to reach out to the highest. But just your confession alone and you getting on your path is the blessing and opportunity if you decide to have the courage and willingness to do so. But it's going to require truth. If you still want to play games and tell half truths and stay stuck and confused, going back and forth, is divine unions real and not ready, keep making excuses, wasting another day, another hour. Just keep wasting your life away, making excuses, sitting in the same spot, making excuses, holding on to what's quickly fading. Or just simply release, connect with the divine, allow them to order and guide your steps, refine you, make you a better person, raise you up in degrees of consciousness to become the best version of yourself instead of living a lie and delusion. And who knows, you may make it out or you may have to repeat cycles and lifetimes based on the karmic debt you're building up by participating in what you're participating in. Or you could take advantage of this very limited window. But the choice is yours. But make no mistake, just because you're confused about divine unions don't mean they are not real and that the divine is not lining them up for those who are disciplined and ready to answer the call and get on their divine path and walk in the light of the sun as if all can see, opposed to hiding like these clowns and cowards in the shadows, tippy-toeing and being weirdo stalkers all day, every day. If you step up and finally change your perspective and allow your spirit team and angels to guide you, you wouldn't be so confused. But divine love, divine unity, and divine unions are very real.